Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to use the slice tool. So I'm going to start off by explaining what the slice tool is and why is it useful. So the slice tool is a ceramic blade that lifts up the pigment off the paper. This tool can be used for whiskers, highlights, fur details, etc. So the thing is about the slice tool is that when you use it, you need to have enough layers, otherwise it won't work very well. I'm now going to show you how to build up enough layers and use the tool correctly. I will then show you what happens if you don't add enough layers, and then finally I'll show you what happens if you just burnish the paper. Let's get started. So I'm going to begin by laying down a base layer. In this case it will be coal grey 1. This is done with a middle type pressure to get rid of the grain of the paper. Now the base layer is the colour that will show through when you use your slice tool. Therefore you'll have to choose your base layer colour wisely dependent on your reference photo. I'm now just going to continue building up a solid base layer. Now using light ultramarine, I'm going to start building up my colours. For this example, it's going to simulate black fur. Therefore, I will be using lots of greens, blues, purples, etc. Again, I'm just building up the colours using lighter pressure than before. This is how you create your layers. This is where I'd use a darker colour to roughly sketch out my darker values. Again, with light pressure using dark indigo, I'm building up the next layers. Now I'm not using a reference photo, so this is very rough, however I'm using my knowledge of colours to simulate black fur. I'm now using mauve to build up another layer. This is again just making this darker tones. Like I said, there's lots of purples and blues and black. Now picking up my Prussian blue. This is again building more layers and just adding a slightly brighter colour to the black fur. Picking up my chrome oxide green, I'm just going to add more layers. Usually I would use this in a darker section of the drawing. This is dark sepia, so dark sepia is very good for building up darker colours. I usually only use it in the eyes and the nose, any kind of places I really want a dark contrast. However, for the sake of this video and for the sake of building up black fur, I'm using the dark sepia. Just wanted to pop on and say I do use this for other areas, just for the context of this video, I don't. I'm now picking up cold grey VI, again just building up more layers. This isn't really necessary for darkness, it's just more smoothing everything out and adding more layers. I'm now doing the edges, which isn't necessary, I just wanted a smooth square. Although as you can see when I peel off the tape, that didn't really work, did it? Now ignore that my slice tool is a chip, but I'm just going to grab the slice tool now and use lightish pressure. It should just pick off. Now depending on your pressure is how wide the slice tool mark is and how white it is. As you can see, I'm using different pressures, different sizes, and it's all coming off smoothly, creating effect as if I've just put a white pencil over the top. Now I'm going to create a section that doesn't have enough layers, just to show you the effect. So I'm using some of the same colours, it doesn't really matter because this is what not to do. Now as you'll see, when I use the slice tool, it's A, not as easy to come off, B, it's scratching up the paper, and C, it isn't really doing anything. It's not even lifting up the pigment, it's moving it around. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you burnish the paper and then use the slice tool on top. As you can see, yes, the slice tool lifts it off, but it's ripping the paper up, it's really chewing that paper and it doesn't look pretty, I can promise you that. Hopefully you can see the difference between these three and why it's beneficial to do multiple layers and light layers and use colour. I hope this video was useful for you. I know the slice tool doesn't really come with instructions, so I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Bye everyone.